We got Jodie Esquibel back here on the program, who's going to be taking on Jessica Penne at UFC Fort Lauderdale on April 27th. Jodie, how are you today?
I am well, just got out of practice, gonna grab some lunch, and if I'm lucky, a nap before practice again.
Yeah, naps are key. I even have to do this as I get older because they're very important. So that's good. You're getting into sleep. I know this sounds a little bit like Groundhog Day, a little bit talking about a fight with Jessica Penne. Of course, you were supposed to fight her at UFC Brooklyn, and she, I guess, sprained her ankle, or hurt her ankle, I should say, before that fight. When did you find out about that during fight week? Because it seemed like it was like at the last minute.
Yeah, we were heading down to the shuttle actually. So yeah, yeah, it was that.
No, it was a bummer. I'm sure it was. Was that the closest time you've had to fight time where fights been called off like that?
No, I was actually in the locker room when Jessica Aguilar's fight got canceled. We were already at the venue, and then the commission for New York pulled the card, and we were already at the venue. So in my mind, I was like, well, at least I didn't get to the venue, but also I would have liked to get to the venue because every time you run through that, like all the emotions of getting there and getting on the shuttle and all that, it's like, like it's a dry run. We're already there. Like I wouldn't have, whatever. Like at that point, it's just, it doesn't matter. Like there's a lot of lead up and no, and no fight. Like it's going to hurt no matter when you find out.
Right. It's such a bummer. Was the plan always to to reschedule this fight, or were you looking to fight someone else or fight sooner? What was the plan right after that happened?
Yeah, I would have loved sooner. We pretty much got a whole nother camp out of it. And that's hard, man. Like it's hard on your body. It's hard on family. It's hard on, it's hard on life in general to go back into a full 8-week camp. But so I would have liked sooner. We asked for sooner. And if it wasn't her, then maybe her down the road, and maybe if somebody else was ready sooner. And it just, the way it worked out was Florida and Jessica again. And I'm thankful either way, whatever, but I definitely would have loved to be in there sooner.
Okay. And did you take any time off at all? Like, because I know, you do this fight camp, that the camp itself is sometimes harder than the fight. Did you get to reset at all, or was it just right back to training?
Often, and you're right about that. Oftentimes it is harder than the fight. And, we all have injuries through camp, and if fighters are fighting at 100%, like, man, they got the secret for sure. But, so it was important to take, a full week off, and then kind of like a week of working out, but not like contact. And I was smart, I felt like I was smart about it. And honestly, I feel more healed now coming towards the end of this camp than I did at the end of the last camp. And so, like like we're all a little banged up going into the fight, and I felt like I was more banged up than I am now. And so it's like, hey, cool, I feel good. And I took time off. I went, Keith was actually filming something in New York. We had a bunch of meetings, and so I went out and kind of just like laid around and ate a bunch of food in New York for a week. So that was cool.
Listen, if you're going to go to a city and eat somewhere, New York is a pretty awesome place, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's good. Well, that's good. You got some time off. You mentioned recovery and healing the bumps and bruises. Obviously, Terphouse is a big part of that. What are you using right now for recovery with Terphouse?
Yeah, I'm running through Terphouse. I'm on day and night regimen with CBD oil, and the balm has been like just life changing for me. And that is huge. Like it's made. I mean, essentially, I'm in a 16 to 17 week camp, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the keeping down the inflammation and keeping down and recovering in between sessions, and recovering when I wake up. I feel better. I do CBD in the morning, with Terphouse CBD in the morning and in the evening. I do it twice. So
Does Keith like it as well?
he does. Yes.
Yeah, no, I figured because obviously he's really up on the health and all that stuff, health and fitness.
I hide mine from him.
Yeah, because I imagine he probably takes it. I had the same problem. I had some Terphouse CBD when we were on vacation. My wife kept taking it, so I was like,
Yeah.
I got to draw the line somewhere. I had to like hide it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
there's rules. There's rules to the universe.
Exactly. No, I agree with you there. How about the weight cut? Because again, I know you got to indulge a little bit, but I imagine your weight was probably pretty low, even though this fight is a couple months after the first scheduled fight.
Yeah, that was a weird thing too. Like, I want to gain some weight back. I don't want to walk around that light. and then yeah, just kind of playing with that, which is fun too. Like it's cool to figure things out, and it's cool to be healthy and be able to do that. And yeah, I put some weight back on at the beginning of the recamp, and then I'll be good again, shortly. We're what, 3.5 weeks out, 4 weeks out.
Yeah. No, it's coming up really fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on that note, how about camp? Everything must be going well. You had a couple teammates pick up some big wins, Michelle Watterson being one of them. How's everything going over there?
Yeah, camp is awesome. We're on a kind of a nice run of wins, and everybody's kind of in there getting better, and it's really cool. Like it's I know I've said this before, but it's a tough day in the office, when somebody's on, and we're all getting ready at the same time, and it's awesome. It's great.
How do you see this fight playing out on April 27th?
I mean, I see a fun fight for me, honestly. And now that the things are clearer, like I had a clear game plan or clear vision of the fight before, but you add another 8-9 weeks on that, and things are a little more clear now, and I feel better about it. There's it's gonna be fun for me. Like, I'm really excited to kind of go out there and let it go, and that's all I have to do to be victorious.
Is it a bit easier this camp just because you already were preparing for her? Like I'm sure you take mental notes at the very least. Like does it make it easier, or is it just like any other fight?
Um, I guess it makes it easier, like solidifying things in your mind if you thought that, certain skills we're tuning up, and you have all the extra time to make sure that that's solid in your mind. And yeah, so I guess it's easier. Uh.
After this fight, assuming you're healthy and you come out unscathed, I mean, I know that's not always the case, but I imagine you want to fight as soon as possible just to, kind of get some momentum going and just kind of keep pace, like you said, had that restart with the last fight.
Yeah, I'd love to fight again. I know this kind of took me into this year as far as the first fight should have been done already, but whatever, like let's go. I'm healthy, and this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I dream of. This is what my day is geared towards getting better. And that's what I want to do. So I want to fight as much as I possibly can, and go get it,
And I'm going to let you get to lunch because I know that's important. And it was great catching up with you again, Jodie. I really appreciate the time. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors, shout-outs, thank yous, anything like that, the floor is yours.
Cool. You guys can find me on Instagram at Jodie Esquibel. Same thing at Twitter. Same thing on Facebook, Jodie Esquibel. Really just thank you to my team, all my coaches, Terphouse keeping me healthy for this long camp. Eat Fit Albuquerque has been meal prepping for me. Caveman Coffee on it. All the usual suspects. But I'm just super thankful, and I'm excited to show you guys what I've been working on coming in Florida.